incredible swimmer, spokesperson for the Independent Women's Forum, Riley Gaines, is here. Riley, thank you.
Well, thank you, Sean. I appreciate it.
12-time All-American, former University of Kentucky student athlete, 5 SEC titles. But then you got forced to share a locker room and compete against Leah Thomas in the 2022 NCAA Women's Swimming Championship. You tied her within 100th of a second, but why'd they give the trophy to her?
Well, I asked, why are you giving the trophy to Thomas? And they said to me, well, Thomas has to have the trophy for photo purposes. You can pose with this one, but you'll give it home, or you'll give it back. You go home empty-handed. Leah takes the trophy home.
Yeah. So both my kids have been Division I athletes, and I'm very proud of them. They worked at their sports from the time they were 7. And my sisters were swimmers. How many hours did you prepare to get to this level of success in your career? Because you have an astounding record of success.
I started swimming when I was 4, and I'm 22 now, so I dedicated 18 years of my life to achieving maximum performance in my sport. And at the collegiate level, you practice 6 hours in the water every single day, 3 of those hours being before 8 a.m. So it's impossible to put into words the amount of time and the sacrifices that you make to compete at that level.
You're a phenomenal athlete. So you recently made an appearance at San Francisco State University, and it didn't go well, not on your part, but because of the heckling and, apparently you were threatened. Police had to come to your rescue. You were put in a room for some 3 hours. Tell us about what happened there.
So I was invited there to speak. I went, I delivered a speech. There, of course, was lots of protesters in the room, which I'm totally cool with. I welcome people with differing views than me. I encourage it, actually. I encourage their questions. I answered their questions. But after this speech, I was met with an ambush. People from outside the room, they stormed in, they turned the lights off, they rushed me, they physically assaulted myself and others in the room. Police, she helped evacuate me from the situation, to which we went in the hallway where we were only met with more protesters. That's where you saw the video. And that's when I was barricaded in that room along that hallway for 3 hours. They demanded money from me if I wanted to make it home safely, to which the Dean of Students negotiated with them, and I'm sitting there listening. How are we negotiating my safe passage home? I missed my flight. They were yelling terrible, violent, obscene, awful, vengeful things at both myself and the officers who were protecting me. And it was a traumatic experience. I, of course, was prepared for protesters, but there's no way you can prepare for something like this, ambush, a violent ambush.
I'm so sorry you went through that. I really am. Then you had the president of the student body at the school saying, as the president, I condemn and stand against the hateful rhetoric and promotion of violence spread by Turning Point USA, and you, Riley Gaines, as well as the confrontational behavior at the behest of the campus administration. Excuse me. You worked your whole life to become a top athlete. And whether people want to admit it or not, you know who agrees with you? Somebody that I'm friends with, Caitlyn Jenner. I knew Caitlyn Jenner for years. I knew Caitlyn Jenner when Caitlyn was Bruce Jenner. And we've spoken often about this topic. And the way she says it is, I don't care about somebody's hormone levels at 18, 19, or 20. What were they at puberty? Because that's where the difference is made. So it is clearly biologically an unfair advantage. Do you think ultimately your side wins this debate for the sake of women's sports?
100%. It has to, right? Because we're backed by science, we're backed by logic and reason, quite frankly, common sense. The other side, they don't have that to persuade their argument, and that's why it resulted in the way it did at San Francisco State. They have to resort to violence because they have no other way to persuade you.
Not only are you an amazing athlete, you are an articulate, powerful spokesperson for common sense that has an enormous amount of courage. We're so grateful you came on the program. We hope you come back, Riley. Thank you so much. Straight ahead tonight, Elon Musk called out a very unprepared reporter right to his face. This tape is gold. Jimmy Fallon, Dagan McDowell, they join us right here on set as we continue.